Hi everyone, welcome to the One Brain Cell. Here we go. And it was in the middle of telling a story and thought we should record right now. So,
So I've convinced one of my friends to have her wedding in Switzerland, but hear me out as to why doing destination wedding is the better choice in life. Because
just in
one,
general.
just in general, listen, like
Okay.
some of us out here just got way too many friends. Either like like when I say friends, we say friends like
Like fair
as
weather
like
friends, acquaintances.
yeah, like you use friend as like an umbrella term, and then like that doesn't mean like, they know you for like 10 years, they know what you like and dislike, and like seeing you through your better and worse and stuff like that. So
True.
my point is, I told her that you should do the wedding in Switzerland. Why Switzerland? Why out of everywhere in the
Yeah.
world, Switzerland, right? Because I told her it should be somewhere of significance to you, somewhere that is significance to her fiance as well.
Right.
And Switzerland is where they got engaged.
Okay.
And she loves Switzerland. She loves everything about Switzerland, like the nature and like
Doesn't
it's
like
just the
paying
land.
taxes.
Doesn't like paying taxes. The landscape is beautiful,
Landscapes are
like,
super nice.
right? So I told her like maybe you should just have it in Switzerland instead of trying to plan a wedding in New York City where
Oh
you're
god.
gonna, yeah, like a venue in New York City for like a fucking janky little place is in like literally a warehouse style kind of situation. Like, yeah, it's like spruced up to look nice and all, but like you're paying like almost 50 grand just for a venue alone. And that's like, okay, that's like you adding like the bar and the catering, but you're still not adding on top of like the fact that you need decorations, like centerpieces, and like I and then you also have to include like a DJ and MC.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's just like a lot of expenses going into this. And like when we were like talking about it, I was like ballparking as to how much all this would cost her. It was like pretty much going up to like 80 grand for a freaking wedding. And this, by the way, because we're Chinese, it's like we're Chinese American to
Oh,
be specific,
are you?
right? Bitch, yes. Like we're Chinese American. So that means like we want to like embrace the like obviously the American culture and like
Mhm.
do like this type of celebration.
Jeez. Wait, so can they do well actually first of all, for some reason in my entire life it didn't occur to me that people in New York City got married. I don't know where,
Why?
because whenever I see a wedding scene in a movie or like any weddings I've been to, they've been in like more like suburban rural places. So that's an
I mean,
interesting culture shock here.
like don't get me wrong, there are nice venues in New York City and everything, but you're actually shelling out the 80 grand for these venues, right?
Yeah.
And then, so like, okay, all said and done, and we have like so we're talking about the pricing, and then she's talking about who should she invite because every seat you add on is
Yeah, it's
like
more money.
yeah, it's $250 to $300 like at the minimum. Like this is the freaking minimum that you're adding every single person you add on. So we're talking about seating arrangements and like guest lists, and I'm just like, what would be easier if you just cut all this like extra shit out and you just go to a wedding in Switzerland because that's a meaningful place to you and your fiance. And at this point, you can be like, it's a destination wedding, so not everybody should be invited. And like, I feel like
Weeds them
that's like,
out.
yeah, because that's like the pinnacle of why destination weddings are great. It's because literally you can use the excuse that you can't invite everybody to this wedding
Hmm.
because it's a destination wedding. So usually a lot of times these weddings are going to be smaller and more intimate. Like it's like so much better that way. Like who doesn't want to just get married with just like the people you care the most about? Not to say
Yeah.
like there aren't people like who has a lot of close friends and families or whatnot, but like how if you have like 200 friends or family that you talk to like on a month, I'm not even going to say daily or weekly basis, but like on a monthly basis, like you're keeping up with their life like that. And we're talking like actual talking, not like Facebook stalking,
God.
Instagram stalking, or Twitter stalking, or X X, whatever it's called, Twitter is called now. But like, we're talking like actual like interaction with this person. Like, are you really gonna be having 200 people, 300 people?
There's no way. I have about like 15 that I talk to regularly, and it's like I feel like I have no fucking time.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, you know, just cut all these people out and just invite like people who you are close to, and then sometimes those people won't go because destination weddings do cost more.
Right. You have to take
So
time too.
yeah, you take time. They have to take the time off. They have to like save up money for it because this girl ain't gonna be paying for everyone's flight and like stay, of course. And why does your cup say mom?
It's because it's my mom's cup.
Stealing your mom's cup. But like, you know, that's like how you like cut off like the fat and you just keep the nice juicy meat in the middle, you know, like you're cutting off the freaking fat and you're keeping just the nice meat.
I mean, it definitely makes a wedding like more framed towards like the couple instead of like making everyone else happy.
Exactly, because it's like she's just gonna invite like her close immediate family, and then obviously the fiance's close immediate family, and then just close friends. And you know what? We went from like a guest list of like 200, 250 to just 40 people.
Yeah, and that's still pretty good.
Yeah, and that's like not even saying like everyone is gonna go. And it's like, because everyone's got, you know, whatever their life situation is like whether they can afford it or not kind of thing. And then like with a small like group, it's easier to like kind of party bus everyone around to where they need to go. And then like just do like, you know, a dinner, like do the actual ceremony. She wants to do it at a chapel or a church, which they have like a lot of nice ones there. Yeah. And I think like when you do it at a church, they pretty much can do it for free. Or like it's either free or a really small fee from what I remember, as long as you're like you have belief in the religion. I feel
are they gonna test?
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna test. I just don't. I feel like this is what I remember, like when I was kind of like,
who is Esau's twin? Tell me.
Like, I think that's what I remember it being as, and that's why I told her to just kind of like reach out to like those chapels and churches ahead of time. But a lot of times, chapels and churches don't really charge a lot of money on your part to like use it and like have your wedding there, and then like just do like a dinner afterwards, and then everyone's gonna be on their merry way after that.
Yeah, they're in Switzerland.
Exactly, like. Yeah, like you can go, like everyone can just do their own thing afterwards. I was like, just forget about them. Like, ship your family back home to America after that, and then
put them back on the boat.
Yes, and then like, and then you can just like, you know, have like you literally are shifting from your wedding mode to honeymoon mode after that.
True. Yeah, you're already out there.
Yeah, like you're in Europe. Like it's so easy to travel around Europe and to like do what you want to do and see other things. And I was just like, there you go, planned out, donezo. Just like actually got to initiate all this stuff now.
Is that the police coming to get you? Your idea is too good that you can't be telling people. Well, what about the Chinese banquet part? Would they still have to do that in New York?
I think the Chinese banquet part is like, I feel like a lot of like Chinese family in particular, now if they're more modern, they don't really care too much. I think the only part they might care about is just kind of like the tea ceremony part, but that's like something we can do in Switzerland anyway. Like we just have to make sure we get some tea, get some cups, and like the whole point of the tea ceremony part is like serving tea to the parents,
right? Pretty
much. It's like, I don't know how to like equate it to like, I guess the Western culture.
Saxon tradition.
Yeah, you like Anglo-Saxon Caucasian. I like can't. I don't know how to like. But it's like the whole point is just kind of like you're serving the family tea as like it's a way of respect and like also like, you know, trying to like close that chapter of your life and kind of thanking them in a way. So I don't know what you like
Nah, they don't do shit like that. They're just like regular Caucasian weddings. You just take pictures with your parents, and then like they don't really do anything after that. They give. Oh no, they do the dances, I think.
But that's like mother, son, and then
Yeah.
father, daughter. But like, and then you forget like your other half of your fucking
It's not great. It's not perfect.
But like, yeah, so it's just kind of like I think that would be like the only thing probably gonna be kept over, but that's really it. But like, all right, since we're talking about marriage and we're talking about like wedding and stuff, dude, I just finished the final episode for My Happy Marriage, and it was unexpected. It was a sleeper on for me.
Really?
Like, yeah, like I never like I don't really like the what do they call shoujo?
Yeah.
Like romance type of thing. Like I'm not very much into that. But this the way I feel like one animation is like it's really nice. It's like it has an incorporation of 3D, but it's not so jarring to the point where it's like I can't watch it. It's not like Black Clover level of 3D animation, or it's not like that. What's that anime we both don't like?
Land
the
of
one we keep
Rock Girls.
Yeah, we keep calling it Rock Girls. Like it's not like that. It's like it's subtle. Like yeah, they use it occasionally, but like okay, hear me out. It's kind of coming off as a little bit like Cinderella in the beginning, like is the best way I can think of. And then like obviously because the whole like evil stepsister, evil stepmother, and all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
But once you get past that and you start like getting a little bit getting a bit like more into the world that they live in, it's like you realize there's magic involved, you realize there's other things involved, and then it starts getting like a little bit like the plot has thickened type of way because it's but then like with all of that happening, right, I feel like it's been a long time since I've like watched an anime that has romance in it, that has like what is I consider as what a good relationship should be.
Really?
Yeah, like it's like you have a girl who's so self-conscious, and I feel like a lot of girls these days are feeling that type of way where they're self-conscious about who they are, how they look, if they're good enough, and like just because of the way the media
everyone
yeah, and guys too, like anybody, but like the girl, it's like she's a little bit on the more extreme side obviously, but it's not to say that she's not relatable. We've all have someone in our life or occurrences in our life where we've like been really shot down, brought down, and like really questions ourselves as to like whether it's like literally like whether we are worthy of just living kind of situation. Like
or we've known someone who's like been or is going through that sort of thing.
Right. So you have this girl who is like that, and then she meets this guy who is like, I mean, he's guarded and he's like whatever.
You mean
but like
Hal? He just looks like Hal from Howl's Moving Castle.
He looks like every like silver white hair character who is freaking gorgeous in one way or another.
He's all right. He's the main character. I see.
Yes, but he's okay. My obsession with like characters with white hair and silver hair is just like he's another added on character. Like he's another
one in the collection.
He's another one in that collection. Who else we got? Kakashi,
Gojo, of course, Whitebeard.
Yeah, Whitebeard. But Whitebeard, when he was younger, his hair wasn't white. He was blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But he has white in his name, so it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Smoker, maybe.
Oh gosh, Smoker. Yeah. Daddy Smoker. But like, okay. There's never been such a validating person or character. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are like other romance anime and that has characters like this, but I don't know. Like, there was something about this one hit different. Like, I feel like the last like big romance anime I watched was was a remake of Fruit Basket. And don't get me wrong, Fruit Basket was great, but my dudes in there were freaking insecure. They got their own shit going on, and I'm just like, y'all need to figure your shit out, which they do.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, get your shit together, which they do in the end of everything. And I'm so happy. Like, I love Fruit Basket. Don't get me wrong. Like, Fruit Basket is one of my like favorite like old school animes and everything, and I'm glad they did the remake justice. But like in this one, it was just kind of like he was always very much validating for her. Like he's trying to do his best to like keep her safe, to like try to like make sure she's okay. Like as simple as that. He all he ever wants for her is to like just make sure she's okay and happy. You know, he wants to protect her. And I'm like, that's all he ever wants to do. Like he has such a demanding job in his position, but like he still cares so much about her. He appreciates her. And I'm like, maybe it's just because like guys in New York City are just like, you know, there's just way too many fuckboys out there. That's all I gotta say. There's just way too many fuckboys out there, and like I'm not saying there aren't good guys out there in New York City or just in whatever in the world, because I have one, but like it's just kind of like a lot of guys in anime, sometimes they get portrayed in one way or another where I'm just kind of like, yeah, is like a cute little fun thing to have, but not like husband material, you know? This guy is fucking husband material.
He's end game.
He is the end game. He is like trying to like make sure she's like, the fact that he like cares so much about her and he does the most for her. Like as soon as he found her, like, okay, it's kind of spoilery, but like there was this one episode where she was kidnapped by her like family again.
Oh.
Because like the younger sister was jealous that she realized the younger sister realized that this is guy that she's gonna marry and he's fucking hot, right? Never. This is like back in, think of like Japan Edo time where they don't have like telephones and shit like that. So like obviously she never knew what he looked like to be before, and then when she finally sees him, she's like, I want to marry him. He should be mine, not hers. So she fucking like, the little sister and the mother kidnaps her back and was like trying to make her say that she doesn't want to marry him, that she won't marry him. When my dude found out she was kidnapped, he fucking stormed that place and fucking wrecked shit up, all right? He saw her like tied up and he fucking rescued her. And then she's like, why is it not? And that little sister was like, why is it not me? And whatever the fucking pretentious like arrogant shit, and he was like, it would never be you. It's like he literally was like saying it would never be you.
Jeez.
Like, you know, fucking check yourself, girl. Look at a fucking mirror, you're not even that cute.
Oh
like,
my God.
No, he didn't say all that, but it was like, that's what I felt like he said. Okay.
Be like, damn girl, you like a hard 4, get out of here.
but like that was like, it was just like, I get it was like a very much like he's playing the knight in shining armor type of game, and then she's kind of like the damsel in distress, which I get, like that's not really my shit. That's never been my shit, but something about this works because it's not very 1D about it. It's like they do dive in about like the characters, so you understand why they are the way they are. It's not just because like a very fairy tale type of storytelling, you know?
Yeah, I was kind of worried that like fuck, what is his name? It's not Hal. I'll call him Hal for now. I was worried that he would like, you know, like you said, it was like feels realistic, like it's so he doesn't feel like too white knighty.
I mean, he does get a little bit white knighty, but he does have a moment where he himself needed her to save him.
That's
I was like, yeah, because I think the whole point of this season is for character development, right? Like, one is to introduce character, give them some ground, give them some ground working, like, characteristics, personalities, and everything like that. So it was very heavily focused on the girl, obviously, because she's, like, the driving force in this story right now. And I think like the whole point of this season was to help her with character growth. So like I think the to like make it very like, you know, damsel in distress, white knight type of thing was like a good start to everything because, you know, it's a very typical characteristic, but to grow her from there, it's like that's where it is. That's
Okay.
like that's where the magic is, literally.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so the characters are dynamic.
yeah, and I feel like it's not. I guess like I'm trying to think of like other romance animes that I have watched where I'm like, whereas like I guess like another anime I recently watched as like considered a romance anime is like this office romance where it's like this guy who's an ice guy. Like if he gets too flustered, he like makes it snow or like turn ice things around him and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like as much as I thought like I thought I would like it because I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. Like this is something a little bit different, and it's supposed to be adult, like kind of adulting romance, right?
Yeah.
Since like you're literally
It's not in
talking
high
about,
school.
yeah, it's not in high school since you're talking about like office worker and everything like that. But no, it still was very like high school esque.
So it was a high school romance just in the office.
Yeah, and I was like kind of disappointed about that. Like animation was not like it looked pretty at first, but then like it became very glaring to me that like the animation was not that great.
Hmm.
Like it was very like if we're talking about like current animation being like 60 frames per second, it was like a 30 frames per second feel.
Really?
Yeah, like everything felt very static.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, like that anime was like I was hoping for good things, but it like kind of disappointed me. And like the character growth was not a lot in one season. It wasn't a lot in character growth, and I'm just kind of like I can see what they're trying to do in terms of character growth, but I'm just kind of like it ain't hitting the mark for me.
Yeah,
as opposed to as opposed to this one, I was like, all right, there's actual character, like there's an actual like you can see what's happening here. You can see that she's trying to like get out of her shell and like doing like even though what she's doing is more for him, for the guy, but like I feel like not everybody can realistically do things for themselves sometimes. Sometimes they need like an external driving force to like
definitely not her. She was like pretty heavily oppressed.
right. So that's why I'm like it makes sense. Like to have a character to like go from like completely like in her shell, reserved and like very mouse-like to like being like I'm gonna do this for myself would not make sense, you know?
No, that would be like a Disney movie or something.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, this is very realistic. Like if you're gonna put a character that has a trauma that she needs to work through, you got to figure out how she's gonna work through it. And the fact that she uses like is not to say that she's using him as a crutch or anything. It's more like she's just using him as like a driving factor because his happiness is literally her happiness, and that's what she wants.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, that's very fair because I feel like a lot of people do feel that, and I think that's why it's such a legitimate relationship, like ship, a very legitimate ship of our characters. And you know, the whole point is that they're striving towards to like get married and eventually and stuff like that, you know? And I'm like, I like it. It's cute.
Do you think there's going to be another season, or was it like
It's already announced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got announced right at the last episode.
Nice.
And
I mean, it was pretty popular. People liked it. Like I liked it. I watched like maybe 5 episodes. It was pretty good.
yeah, I think it's not like a very fast anime like or a very actiony anime, but like I think if we take it face value as a romance anime, it's like I personally think it's a very realistic romance anime. In a realistic in the sense that like I mean, you can't exactly find a guy who's like fucking silver haired, looking like Hal, walking down the streets and shit like that, and make him
Why
your man,
not?
and like be arranged marriage to him or some shit.
Matchmaker
But,
gotta
like-
get their shit together.
I know they should, right? But like you know, but it's realistic in the sense that this is what a relationship should be. It shouldn't like feel toxic in any way. It should be very supporting. Like your partner should under try to like do their best to understand your trauma, to understand your like hesitancy and everything like that, and try to
Yeah.
get and like be patient with you to open up and everything like that. You know, it's like all the subtle little things that like I feel like if I was watching this when I was younger, maybe I wouldn't get it, maybe I wouldn't appreciate it as much as I do now that I'm
Hmm.
older. But I think that this is one of those animes that nobody expected to be like amazing, but I think it is amazing.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see like anime going towards that direction because like yeah, not too many like anime or like shows in general really talk about like that sort of thing, like dealing with like like having like hesitancies and like anxieties and stuff inside of human relationships. It's always like, oh, I like that boy, but he's too cool for me, or like whatever. It's always like the superficial stuff. So like I'm glad that things are like trending towards that because yeah, we didn't really have that when we were younger. So like we had to fuck around and find out. You know?
Exactly. I think like I guess another good one that's kind of sort of romancy is like Kome-san can't communicate. It's like
Yes. Yeah, that's what I
it,
was thinking when I was making that point.
I definitely felt it because I was
Yeah.
thinking that when you were making that point.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like no other anime really does that, but then like I have been watching a little bit of Komi, and I'm like, yeah.
But like I think the purpose of I don't know if Kome can be considered a romance anime. I think it's more falling on the long. I don't even think it's considered a slice of life. I can't remember what is considered.
Uh,
But
I can see it like kind of falling into either genre, like partially, like not fully either one.
yeah, I agree. I think like Komi-san is such a good example of like using anime's media as like a way to talk about difficult things. Like Silent Voice was another good one that talked about a difficult topic of like, bullies in school and how they traumatize a person
Hmm.
to like to the point of suicide pretty much, it's like I think these hard topics are like it's yeah, it's like one of those things where you don't want to expose someone too young to it just because you don't.
Yeah, but if the person is already going through it, it helps them feel like they're not alone.
Yeah, I know. It's like one of those very tricky topics as to like how do you bring it up or how do you like approach it onto somebody, right? It's like you don't want to make assumptions, but at the same time you don't want to like overstep the boundary that they might have between you and them. And but then like that's why I feel like animes or like just in general shows
Yeah.
are like a good kind of icebreaker in that sense.
Yeah, it familiarizes them with it so like they can either recognize it if it's happening with someone else or like, it opens the dialogue. It makes people more aware of things. And it can do it in like a really rewarding way.
Right. I totally agree with that. And I think like and it just made me think of a different show that I watched not that long ago. It was a Hulu show and I wish it was still ongoing. It's called Pit. I want to say Pivot was the name of the show. It was literally about these three girls or three women in their like
Mm.
late 30s, 40s or something like that. And one of their friends just recently died. And they were like, the four of them were like best of friends. And then it follows them from their funeral onwards, where all of them were kind of realizing that they want to change something about their life. Like one of them wants to be a better mother because she's such a workaholic, so she wants to be more around with her kids.
Hmm.
The other one realized that she didn't want to be a doctor anymore, so she quit her job as a doctor and just became like a cashier at a supermarket. And and then the final one, funny enough, who I only recognize her because I watched Once Upon a Time. I don't know. She was the one who plays Snow White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's in it too, and she's in like this very dead end marriage where she's not very happy, and she's only been with that husband of hers. So for her, she realized that she doesn't want to be with him anymore because he treats her like shit, and she wants to like she wants to like branch out in her love life, and she ends up like seeing this other younger dude. I don't know how else to explain it.
Interesting.
Either way, all three of them kind of like
they're
realize
pivoting in their life,
exactly. That's exactly the point. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I thought that was like such a good discussion about talking about grief. Grief after a loved one, like someone you love dies, and like how it kind of like
something a lot of people are not prepared for.
Exactly. And I think like, because when someone dies suddenly, or not even suddenly, just like someone really meaningful dies in your life, it's like, it's not something you could just, shut off. Like, I mean, yeah, some people do shut off, but like, when you like,
it takes
I guess
price.
yeah, it does take the price, right? But that's why I think like shows, animes, whatever media in general nowadays, if they can put out things like that, I think it would make people recognize depression, recognize anxiety, recognize grief, and like all these like psychological problems a lot easier, and then recognizing that they need help. And it's like it's just one of those things where it's just like, or like you can just recognize when a person that you've known for a long time is a little different, and how to approach them to like see if they need help, or like it's just like the little things, right? It's like it always takes the first step of like recognizing the issue to actually like addressing the issue.
It makes it like not like too unfamiliar that you just feel overwhelmed that you can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like since like shows and anime and everything are trending towards that, like, I feel like the emotional intelligence of like the newer generations is much higher than it was for our generation.
Agreed. I totally agree. And I think like, okay, so this is where it comes to what we talked about last week, where you were like talking about how Ace's step didn't mean as much to you.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I recently saw that on Reddit. Someone posted the manga. Well, okay, so someone posted a manga page, and it was specifically for Mary.
Oh, the Going Mary.
Yeah, it was specifically for Going Mary.
That hit. The fucking inanimate object hit.
And then when I guess I was oppressing the whole like thing or something like that, because when I saw that I was like, oh fuck, like
just like
that did like happen, and that like did make me feel some type of way when I first like saw it.
Oh yeah.
And it was so funny because you know how when they put a picture they could put a description or whatever, like, or comment down below that picture, and the person was saying how they don't, Ace's death did not hit as hard as this one.
I mean, they're so right though. I guess it wasn't that much of a hot take.
I don't think, okay, like I think it's like I mean, whoever views this can like let us know on what they think is like which one hit harder,
bring
whether it was
let me have it.
whether it was like, the Going Mary or Ace's. But I think unanimously everyone would say Going Mary's farewell does hit. It hits, but not everybody will say Ace's would hit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, something about the Going Mary was like a very special thing. Like, yeah, it's an inanimate object, but it was like
it was part of us. It was part of the crew. We knew them. Exactly.
Like, it was there. It was the first ship. It meant a lot to Usopp. It was like, it was like literally, I think its wood was specifically, it's like a very specific wood that was made.
Yeah.
I think it was like the wood is from, I can't remember.
It was
like
some special like forest or something.
It was like from the Giants.
Oh, was it?
I think if I remember specifically, it was from the Giants.
Elbath?
Like, yeah, like my One Piece knowledge is like all over the place, but like, yeah, it was from Elbath. So like, it's a very, very special wood, and like obviously she held on for as long as she could. And I like how the world of One Piece is very like, I mean, yeah, we get devil fruits and all that stuff, but like the fact that like at the end of it all, Going Mary can talk to them because that's how much they.
Yeah, they had like the ship spirits and stuff.
Yeah, and like. And they say it's not something that's a very common thing to happen, but it only happens if the ship feels the love and care.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, bro, they loved and care for that ship like so much.
You know who didn't get the love and care? Ace.
Who? Ace was like,
He was just some guy. He was like,
all right.
He was.
Let me.
If Marco, it's the same if Marco the Phoenix. Like Whitebeard would have came anyways. Ace.
No,
ain't
Marco.
special.
Okay, Okay. If I had to choose between Ace and Marco, I choose Marco.
Woo.
I.
Well, yeah, he gets more character development.
Well, yeah, because he continued living and all, but like that's not the point. That's not the point. Like, the reason why I say Marco is because Marco ain't dumb. Like, this is where I'm gonna, I guess, put myself a little bit on blast.
You're
but
putting
like,
yourself in the grave with me.
well, okay, hear me out. Like, if, like, I used to think Ace was literally hot shit. Not because he has the mirror fruit, but like literally hot shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's like one half naked all the time, and he's like literally fireman and like
literally
abs
hot.
all day. Yeah. So like, and he's like very like older brother-y to like Luffy, and you know he cares a lot about the fact about Whitebeard and his reputation, which is like, damn, bro's got like honor and shit. You know, which is like, you know, back when I first met Ace, like way back when Ace first got introduced and all, it was like, yeah, he's that stuff. But now I'm like, nah, Marco is that stuff. Marco is, okay, I don't know where manga or anime fans are, but Marco, he's like the stable daddy that you want.
Interesting. Okay.
He's like, all he wants to do is settle down. All he wants to do is just help people. And I'm like,
It's
yo.
like Whitebeard.
Right? And that's like, I'm like, yo, he's a selfless man. And all he wants to do is cure people. Because he's the Phoenix. His fire literally can cure people. And that's all he wants to do. And I'm just like, Marco is that stable daddy people should want.
Ace's fire can't heal people.
Ace is fire. He's just destruction. He's like hot, like literally like you want that toxic hot love when you're like a when you're like a
boy.
He's the boy, and then Marco's my stable daddy, and it's like that's what I mean. It's like, you know, that's why Ace didn't like. Oh, okay. Also, another thing is that he gave Ace freckles, and I'm just not about freckles.
See, I know people who are like super about freckles. I once got rejected by someone because I didn't have freckles.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Just draw yourself with freckles.
But I think they would know. I have like a freckle on my arm, but I guess it wasn't good enough.
No, they like it's the freckles on your arm and stuff like that. I get, but like, I'm not that into like the freckles on the face. Like I know what you mean. Like some people are kind of into that shit, which I'm not.
It's exotic, I guess.
It's not exotic. It's called fucking skin damage.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, is it because it indicates skin damage that you're not into it?
Yes, exactly that. No, it still falls back down to like what I was raised for, or not raised for, but raised as. Like Asian culture is always about like flawless, you know, very clean, no like blemishes type of look, and that's kind of sort of like how I saw it. I mean, I don't care about it as much now, but like Ace's freckles back in the day still doesn't like appeal to me, and it still doesn't appeal to me now. It's like,
I actually completely forgot he even had freckles.
I very much remember it because it was like one of the biggest thing where I was like, that's a turn off.
That's a turn. Little teenage Anna, that's a turn off.
Like everything else about him was like, I can do it, but then the freckles was like, not so much. That tattoo of his, that with like the, you know, the X marked out, which I feel like I do like tattoos, but I'm just kind of like, did you make a mistake there? Like no one is verifying. Obviously, Oda's not I don't think he ever did verify like what the tattoo is. Or what it stands for.
So it's just a fan theory that it's like stands for all the names?
Yeah, I think it's a fan theory. Oda never confirmed any
Unless
of
he was
it.
saying that he's asexual with the AS, and it was a little clever thing. I don't know.
A way to break every girl's dream who like has a thing
Well,
for him.
someone broke their dream already, because,
He has a hole in
he's
him.
got a hole in him and you can't fill it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sorry I had to be the one to break it to you.
But I think like in the end of the day, like I still stand by like that Ace's death didn't hit us hard. Like if we're gonna talk about like One Piece moments that hit hard, I think
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think.
Well,
Nami's. I think Nami's hit hard
yeah, absolutely.
for sure. And then I'm trying to think.
You know
well,
the one.
which one? Because there's so many ones.
I want to live.
Oh my
I
gosh,
want to live.
dude! When that happened, I was like, Ramen's my girl. Like she lived through such a traumatizing childhood. She was on the run. Like she did everything on her own, and she finally found people to like lean on.
And
Not to say that.
she tried to push him away.
Yeah, and like I felt that so hard, and then like and not to say that Nami didn't do the same thing or anything like that, but like I feel like that says a lot. Like I think if I remember Zoro's correctly, it was just more so that Luffy found him because at the Navy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and Luffy just pretty much helped him, and that's why he decided to follow Sanji, who just wants to fulfill his dream of like the all blue, and then you have Usopp, who is like
Must be a brave warrior.
yeah, like I feel like it's kind of, now that I'm saying it out loud, I guess it's kind of weird that like, not weird because the girls all have their dreams and goals too, but it just weird in a sense that like they were in like more dire situation of, in the sense where they're like kind of almost damsel in distress, and then Luffy comes and helped them.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, they were both kind of in over their head in different ways.
Yeah.
Like, Nami was like physically in over her head. She could not overcome Arlong by herself. And then Robin was like emotionally in over her head. She couldn't like accept friendship. She didn't want to hurt anybody until like Luffy kind of overpowered that and was just like, get on the fucking ship. Let's fucking go. Shoot the flag.
I think like, but like both of their traumas are very validated in terms of their backstory, and I think that's the thing. It's just kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, a lot of the female characters in One Piece are like very damsel in distressy, right?
Yeah, because Boa kind of had a similar thing.
Like she was a slave for the Celestials with her sister until she left, and then
whereas the guys are more like about loss, like their backstories, than being like trapped, it seems.
Yeah, because like Vivi, obviously her kingdom is like under distress, and then the mermaid girl, I can't remember her name.
The princess.
The princess.
Shirahoshi, I think is her name.
Yeah, she's just like characteristic of damsel in distress.
She sure is.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I think like when I think about it, a lot of female characters, not as much as I love One Piece, I think this is my biggest criticism about One Piece, which is like there's not enough like standalone strong female characters. There's a lot of standalone strong male characters, just not a lot of standalone female characters.
Yeah.
Not to say Nami and Robin aren't strong in their own way, because they do show that they can handle their like weight. It's just literally just them two. Like I guess if we're like thinking of other characters, like Jewelry Bonnie is like another one because she's part of the like the supernovas.
Yeah. Well, doesn't she like not really do anything for like ever?
Yeah, she doesn't really like have an important role. Yeah, she doesn't have a really important role until like much later.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like kind of like there are good characters for females, but it's like they're not like that strong.
There's no really like headstrong like person, like no like Luffy's, or Maybe they should have made Jinbei a girl.
I can't imagine how that would work.
I don't know. But like I do kind of agree. I do want like more of that like strong female presence if available. I don't know what characters are there that could fill it, but
I guess like I know you're not up to it in anime, but I know this is already presented in anime. But like Yamato is
that's what I was
pretty
considering. But I don't know their deal that much.
Nah, I mean she's strong. Like her goal is to just be like Odin, which is like.
And they're trans?
No.
They're not
She
trans.
just. Oh wait.
Isn't there like
I
a
guess,
gender thing going on with that?
I guess like she. I guess so, because she doesn't really consider herself as like a female, because her goal is to just be legit like Odin.
Oh, so
but there wasn't.
Her idol is a male dude.
And she just doesn't consider herself to be like any gender. I think she's more like that. But there is a character in the Wano arc that is like legit a dude dressed like a girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
I probably don't know them.
No, not you don't know them yet. But like there are like, there are characters like that, don't get me wrong, in One Piece and everything.
Ivankov?
Which character was this one in?
Girl, she impaled down.
Oh yeah!
Hee-haw!
Wait, isn't it Yvonne? Ivan?
I don't know. It depends. I think in the dub they call them Eva a lot.
I'm pretty sure it was like spelled as like.
I know the full name is like Ivankov.
Yeah. Those characters are fucking great. I love that entire island. Yeah, right?
Goated.
Entire island is fucking amazing.
I fucking hate Sanji.
Why?
Because he's a dickhead to them.
But he accepted them afterwards.
No, he didn't.
Okay, yeah, he didn't. You're right.
He accepted them for like 5 minutes, and then like as soon as he was able to leave, he's like, "Yo, fuck that shit."
Yeah, but like at least they helped him like get stronger.
No, yeah, they're great. He's a jerk.
Yeah,
he needs to just
agree.
become like gay or something by the end. He doesn't deserve women.
Well, I think you need to like get to his backstory in Cake Island arc, which is Big Mama's arc.
Yeah.
And his arc.
Although something really funny just happened in the part that I'm at. Like he just like met the mermaid princess, and it does this big dramatic scene. Like Chopper's like, "Don't turn around, you're gonna die," and he lights up a cigarette, and he's like, "If I don't look around, I can't live as myself being a coward all my life." And he's just like so fucking like dramatic, as if it's like a big deal. It's like, I'd rather die for my dream.
I remember that episode. I'm like, you're such a fucking simp.
Yeah, it was really funny though. And then Chopper's like, "I thought your dream was the all blue."
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I appreciate One Piece for like the little comical moments like this and all, but like sometimes it just gets so, overplayed, overdone. Like the whole Sanji's like, freaking.
That's why One Piece live action has a lot of potential, because they don't do it.
Okay, I will get to it, and I will let you know when I get to it.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in the animes and the manga themselves, like there's a reason why Sanji isn't like one of my top favorite, because I feel like his little like trope is so overdone and overplayed. But I get it. It's his character. It's legit in his character, and I get like it's hard to like change someone's character without reason.
I mean, but they have so many opportunities, like the whole the Nukama Island where he trained for 2 years. That literally could have been him like calming himself down from that.
Okay, so I will say that there was potential in the Cake Island arc for him to like change, but
then they didn't.
No.
Oh, great. I think Oda just finds like that funny.
I think he does. I think it's like a very like old school slapsticky type of comedy that he keeps around, which I get, because like it's been this slapstick type of comedy's been very popular in the 90s, and he still wants to keep a little bit of that. Like, or like what else is like the slapstick comedy of like everybody. So Nami's about like how she's like all about the money, Sanji's all about the girls. and you have Chopper, who's a fucking tsundere,
Oh yeah.
and Luffy is just like this like
Meat.
dimwit, yeah, who loves meat.
Zoro gets lost.
Zoro gets lost.
Zoro getting lost is really funny though.
So I think Zoro getting lost is pretty funny. It's like one of those like funny things because I feel like that's like actually relatable. Like people who are just, you know, directionally challenged can relate to that, and that's right here.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like rely on like a certain sensibility either. Like getting someone who just is super confident but keeps getting lost is just like, it's just funny to everybody, I feel.
Yeah, I agree to that. I think like that's like why like the little Chopper being like, I get Chopper's appeal, but I don't like Chopper because of his like little tsundere thing that he got going on for him.
Yeah.
And then I just don't care for Usopp because he's like always been what I consider as a coward, and I know that's his characteristic that he's trying to overcome. But my dude still needs to like.
I think that's a hotter take than the Ace thing. People love.
I know. I've like argued with people about
Crazy.
Usopp. I know, but like.
You mean go D Usopp? God Usopp?
Shut up. Shut up. We're gonna talk about God. Luffy's an actual god in this freaking series now.
I mean, yeah.
But like, I'm just not about it. That's like, I guess like for me, it's like I write off characters pretty quickly depending on how the characteristic are. Like even if I knew the background, like Usopp's background, like or like origin story was not strong enough for me to care for him.
Yeah.
At all.
So I think Usopp is popular, and it's one of the reasons I like him too, is because he's kind of like a little bit more relatable because he doesn't have this grandiose like dream or backstory. He's just like, I just want to become a better person.
He's literally like the freaking lion in Wizard of Oz.
He's like the lion in Wizard of Oz. So if you don't like that, then yeah, you won't like Usopp. But I really like the lion from Wizard of Oz. He's really funny.
So we have the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, right?
Yeah.
So Scarecrow is courage.
Scarecrow is brain. Like he's stupid.
Okay, Scarecrow is brain, which is Zoro.
Yeah, Scarecrow is definitely Zoro.
And then Tin Man is the heart.
Who would Frankie? I don't know.
No, I think that's Sanji.
Oh god.
My dude is a fucking simp, like hardcore. He can't settle.
Okay. Oh, so one thing I want to say about, I think the frequency of the joke matters a lot, because the Sanji being a perp thing happens all the fucking time.
No, yes, I agree. I agree to that.
And whereas Zoro, he gets like, you forget that that's a trait of his until it happens, and it is all this, you know, all of a sudden it's funny again because it jogs your memory. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yes. No, I totally agree. Like the frequency of the joke, but that's the thing. That's why Sanji annoys me in the anime, or like in general in the manga, because of the fact that like it's like a trigger. Any girl is a trigger for him, and that's what happens, which is why it's annoying. Like I get it. Usopp is not always gonna be like a little coward pussy every single like episode, because it only happens at a certain point in time, which is not something that occurs every single episode. So like I do agree Sanji has been like my least favorite. I just like to shit on people who likes Usopp. That's really what it came down to.
He's looking for a fight.
Fight me, bros. But like I think, yeah, I do agree Sanji has always been my least favorite character because it is like a very like outplayed joke and it's annoying.
So I think Sanji was my favorite character for like a very brief amount of time.
Like in the beginning.
Yeah, from like Baratier to like Alabasta maybe, because he would like always like he was cool, and he would always go off and like have his own side mission that helped the main mission, and I really like that like independence thing where he's like, I can do this on my own, and then like I'll meet up with everyone. But
it's
then
like,
that became like a secondary characteristics to him seeing a girl and being a virgin.
Yes.
Like
exactly.
It's not even like he likes this particular trait about women. He's just like, wow, women, am I right?
Like anything that looks like a woman is, I'm pretty sure if we dress a tree as a woman, he will fall in love with me. Like it's just, yeah, I agree. It's like, that's why he's my least favorite. compared to all of them. Like I can complain about all of them, but like in one shape or form. But like yeah, Sanji has to be my least favorite.
And I'll compare it to like a contemporary example, like the my best friendo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's also like a kind of a pervert. Like he's like, I like big boobs, big butt, or whatever he says.
He likes Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, he likes Jennifer Lawrence. Like, you know, he always asks people like what their perfect woman is, but like, you know, he has like specific things that matter to him, and it's like, you know, not everything, like his character doesn't revolve around that. That's just a quirk.
But like, and it's kind of explained why he does that too.
Yeah. So like everything is well thought out about it, whereas Sanji, it's just like this is the joke. I hope you like it, because
man, we're really tearing into One Piece.
well, it's because like One Piece is so good that like something like this stands out so much where it wouldn't in another show, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like as like someone who's like watched One Piece back when it was like close to when it was like first airing and everything in America, I think like I've kind of outgrown the like shine about One Piece. Like, you know how like you see a new toy and it's like all giddy and you're so like so much enjoying it now, and but then like after like a couple of months you're just kind of like and it goes into
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh my gosh, like Andy
yeah.
in Toy Story. Yeah. But like I know that's literally like how like One Piece doesn't feel like it will ever like get old for me, because there is depth to it, like especially in the more later arcs there are depth to it, and they do like a lot of topics that I very much appreciate that he does. But I think if we were to compare this particular anime to like, I guess my another one that I just finished like watching for the season is Bungo Stray Dog. I was completely like blown away by the season, because it was like so much twist, like it was like twists and turns to try to keep up with this anime. There's like so much information coming out at you in like this short period amount of time that you're trying to like piece together the information, because it's still a mystery. It's a mystery and it's a thriller and it's supernatural. So it has like multiple like elements to it. So like if you're just trying to focus on the mystery part and trying to solve what's going to happen next, you're not going to, because you're missing other factors about it.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like Bungo Stray Dog. Like I can't summarize what happened this season because there's so much happening at once. And it literally doesn't do like a very linear kind of storytelling. It does do like, oh, let's talk about this character, what they're doing, and then let's talk about this character and know what they're doing. But the whole point is that they're leading up to the same end point.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah, like there are other great animes out there, and I think like One Piece will always be like a top favorite of mine, but I can't say like it's competing with other animes that are coming out currently for me.
So you feel like current anime has like kind of progressed like to a
for sure. Like freaking peak animation is JJK and Demon Slayer. Like they are legit peak animation quality. Like there's no way One Piece can like really match that in a sense, because like something about One Piece, you can't really be doing that kind of stuff just because it's like it'll make it feel weird. Like everything about this design and style will make it feel weird if they do it something like that along the lines. I still want One Piece to feel kind of more cartoony and like a little bit more childish and stuff, because I feel like that fits more in terms of its like style and character. And then like if we're talking about like the way plots are or storylines are, yeah, Bungo Stray Dog is like by far one of my favorites. It's like I feel like Bungo Stray Dog is one of those very slept on animes and mangas. Manga specifically because it's a monthly manga. It's not a weekly manga. Mm-hmm. So it's like it takes a while for it to come out, and that's why
I feel like that gives it a benefit though of being like so well thought out, you know?
Right. So that's why like one, that's why the anime takes so long to come out. So the current season literally caught up to the manga now. So now
so the manga's not done?
No, so now we literally have to wait like another 2, 3, whatever years to get it. That's why like I keep forgetting stuff about Bungo Stray Dog because it takes so many years in between to like get it.
Oh yeah, got
But
me with Attack on Titan. Oof.
oh gosh, Attack on Titan. That's another one. See, that's another great story like plot. You know,
Hmm.
like I anime watchers would not understand, but like it comes full circle, bro. Like it fucking comes full circle, and that's like so well thought out. It's a monthly manga, and it's so well thought out in terms of like world building, politics, power levels. Like One Piece power level kind of confuses me sometimes, but I like always let it slide because it's One Piece. But
Yeah.
like thought out stuff like that, I'm just like I always appreciate. Like there's never a time I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, One Piece, you're just like, okay, I guess, I guess Shanks can do that. Whatever.
Well, I mean, like he doesn't. I feel like the only good thing about this whole situation for One Piece is that there's just so many characters to even keep track of. So that's why a lot of characters are vague, in
Yeah.
terms of like what they can do and stuff like that. Because if you keep them vague, then you keep them in your pocket for like a future like thing. Is more wiggle room for you to do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, which is like, a smart thing to do. Like I always thought Shanks would just be like some dude. Like I thought we'd never see him again. I
No, we
guess,
have what?
well, cause he's just like, when I first met Shanks, like I was just like, oh, this is just like some pirate that made, that inspired Luffy. And then it's just like, nah, he's like the most important person in the Grand Line.
He gave up his arm to save Luffy.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying like he's not important. I'm saying like I didn't expect him to be a like emperor, like
Oh,
to
I
be
see what you're
one of the
saying.
most like politically and like possibly physically strong people in the universe.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of theory behind Shanks as to like who he is and everything, but it's obviously just fan theories, and always take those with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah. You know what I wanted to find out, and I keep going back to One Piece, but
Oh,
uh, whatever happened with that girl who fell down the stairs, like Zoro's best friend?
he dead, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't know, what's the deal with that? She just fell down the stairs.
Maybe when she fell down the stairs, she got like traumatic brain injuries and it ended up getting a subdural. And then nobody in that time period knows how to fix that. And that's why she died.
I feel like Zoro has taken like 50-story falls directly to the head and been fine.
But that's because Zoro is a hard headed person.
That's probably the fucking joke too. Oh my god.
Yeah, I do agree. That was like a very like quick.
That's
I'm
my
like,
number one unsolved mystery for me.
I know a lot of people theorize that she's not actually dead. But she's not actually dead. She will come back eventually. Okay, but this leads me to the point where I'm like, okay, let's just circle back a little bit, all right? Let's not just a little bit. Let's actually circle back
Circle
because let's circle back because if she's not actually dead and she does come back into like a future chapter or whatever, I am ready to fucking ship her and Zoro together.
Oh, okay.
I am so fucking ready for
Oh
it.
my god. Yeah, so before we started this episode, we were discussing possibly like what our One Piece ships are. And so that's one of yours?
Yes, only if she is alive.
If she is,
Yes.
oh, I would hope not if she's dead.
Okay, fine. But if she's dead, so a recent one
If
that
she's
I
dead,
saw,
then it's no.
no, a recent one that I saw with Zoro that I was like, huh, I never guess it never crossed my mind was Zoro and Robin.
No, I don't like that one.
Well, yeah, I don't like it either. I agree. That's why like the whole shipping idea came in my head because I was like, who would match Zoro? I think like Zoro has potential because he has the Ghost Girl. I feel like is kind of a
See,
potential because
that's
she
my
like,
choice if I had to choose.
and then Smoker's
Tashigi.
Vice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another choice, right?
Yep.
But like, who will fit him better?
I mean, I feel like the Ghost Girl kind of like will humble him a little bit. Like, I don't know. I feel like they had a good rapport. Like, when they spent time together, she was always kind of like looking out for him. Because, like, Zoro just kind of needs someone to watch his back. Like, you know, because he's like not really cognizant of everything.
But that could be,
It could be Tashigi.
yeah. And they like have that similarity to them where they're both swordsmen.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen their interactions like in like Logtown, Alabasta, so it's not very recent for me.
I do agree their interaction is very limited to really like gauge anything about it. But I think like didn't she like in Logtown, didn't she like remind him of
Yeah,
the front?
of down D stairs. Yeah,
Yeah, her. But that's why I'm like, that's the only reason why I keep her on the list for Zoro.
yeah. I mean, I feel like they kind of set up the groundwork a little bit, but then like I don't know if it's ever progressed or if it will ever progress.
I guess we'll see in the future. All right, so that's Zoro. Who would you match with Luffy?
So this is my interesting one. It's the only ship that I had before thinking about this.
Okay.
If I had to, I would ship Luffy with Robin.
I can't see it.
I have two particular moments that solidify it. One is the I Want to Live.
Okay.
You know, obviously, like that was a really like intimate moment, and it was like, you know, mainly a dialogue between the two of them. Like the crew was just kind of there to support them, and also, in their greatest defeat in Sabaody Archipelago, where Kuma yeeted everyone. So Robin was the last one to get yeeted, and Luffy was like getting really upset towards like when it was just Robin, like, please, like, don't do this, and then like, you know, like I can't lose everybody. And then like Robin was like looking at Luffy like so desperately and like just being like, Luffy, save me, kind of thing. And I kind of felt like the connection there, you know. I don't know why, I just feel like those two are kind of connected more than him with any other crewmate for some reason in that way. Like he cares about Robin, and Robin shockingly cares about Luffy.
Okay, for Luffy, I could see Robin as a choice, but I wouldn't say she's the top choice. Like,
well, who would
honestly,
you say is the top? Would you?
Boa.
Okay, I feel like it's too obvious.
It is very, very fucking obvious, but I think in terms of like power level, Boa can match Luffy a lot better. And like she definitely would put up with his shenanigans, you know? Like if it had to be someone that like would put up with his shenanigans, I feel like it would be Boa. Because she's like so madly in love with him and everything. But I know that's a very obvious choice. But so here is my second choice. It would be Nami.
Okay.
Nami feels like a realistic choice only because she's been with him as like, you know, as one of the only two females. She's been with him like the longest, right? And then like he literally saved her from her trauma.
But she also saved Robin.
Oh yeah. He saved, don't get me wrong, he saved both of them, right?
Yeah.
In that sense, right? But I feel like Nami would keep Luffy in check.
Yeah, she definitely could do that.
It feels like their relationship would be very funny and fun together because it would be just like angry, like this like oblivious like husband with like a very like angry wife, and they like do their little like comedy gig together kind of shit.
Sure.
That's how I see it as. Like Nami would definitely keep Luffy always in check. I see the way I see a Robin and Luffy is that Robin would just kind of let Luffy do his thing.
Right. No, I agree. I feel like it would be kind of like the same rationale I had with like Zoro and Perona, where like Robin would like enable Luffy to like do the things he wants, like to live his dreams and stuff by like kind of like removing obstacles and being the thinker. And then Luffy would be like, you know, doing his thing, being the king, all that shit.
Yeah, I could see that too. But I think like that's why it's like the question of who balances the characters out more realistically, right? So
Yeah.
then I was like, I can't figure out what's a stronger choice for Luffy. But I think recently there was another like match that I saw not too long ago, and it was Robin and Frankie.
So kind of I feel like I've heard about that just because they have like mom and dad energy.
Kind of, yeah.
So I can kind of see it, but like I'm basing it just off of like interactions I've seen in the show. Like, you know, I'm not even sure Robin knows that Frankie's like real. Like,
No, I mean yes, she does know Frankie is real, but and I think like the
oh
thing
wait,
about
no,
like
yeah, she grabbed his nuts.
yeah,
Forgot about
exactly. But like that's here's the thing, like Robin and like because okay, Robin is calm energy, you
that.
know? She's
Yes.
calm energy, so it's either you match her with someone else who's also calm energy, which is gonna be Zoro, or you match her with chaotic energy, which is gonna be
Which I think
Luffy
they
or
do.
Frankie. Right? Like
Yeah, because
Luffy
she's
or
ambitious, but she's also calm about it. So like, I feel like the fire would help her as well, and then she'd balance it out with the calm.
yeah, like that's why I'm kind of like personality, like who matches who better. And I'm like, I don't hate the idea of Robin and Frankie. It'll be kind of like a very quirky kind of couple to like see.
I don't
But
hate it. I don't see it, but I don't hate it.
yeah, and then because like at the end of the day, it's like who would you even match like Usopp or like Sanji with?
Sanji will die a virgin. That is my in my series of events, or he'll become gay.
Interesting. Go
Uh,
on.
Well, no, that's it. I just don't think he deserves.
What about Usopp?
Usopp? I've seen things about him and Nami. Oh wait, no. Usopp's obvious. Kaya.
Oh my god, I just completely forgot
Like,
about her.
deadass, yeah, just literally her.
Okay, was she dead though?
She's not dead.
What if she is dead?
Well, you can't say that.
All right, aside from Kaya, like who do you think would be a good match
Aside
for
from
Usopp?
his literal match, okay. I mean, I can see. Who does he even know? I wouldn't say
What do you
no
mean?
to him in Perona because, like, he's
Oh, that stupid like
yeah,
interaction.
because he's so pessimistic that he actually like just defeated her. That was really funny. Shucks, what other women did he even know?
Like, do you think either Nami or Robin could be a match for him?
Nami, yes. Robin, no.
Hmm.
Like, I just don't know if there's anything there in that. But like Nami, yeah. But like, I know a lot of people don't like. They want them to just be friendship, because they're like very close. They're like the closest
Yeah.
roommates.
Yeah.
So like,
I think
I could see it if it does happen.
I agree. Like, I could see if it does happen as well, but at the same time, I doubt it was gonna happen.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
think
think
any relationship's gonna happen in this show.
you say that, and then you freaking know Fairy Tale. Like, it was like the other big running shonen that
Is there
happened.
relationships in Fairy Tale now?
There was.
Who?
There is.
Ooh,
Well, Erza obviously got with
Jalal.
Jalal. Yeah, and you have
What, Natsu and Lucy? Or Natsu?
that's never official.
Okay, then then what?
What's his name? Fuck.
Gray?
Yeah, Gray ends up with
Oh,
Water Girl.
Yeah, not Stinky. Whatever her fucking name is.
And then who was that other one?
Oh,
The Iron Dragon.
Gajil and
Word Girl.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they get together.
Yeah, I think Elfman also got with somebody.
Yeah, Elfman ends up, I don't remember who he got with, but he ends up being with someone too.
Okay, well, whatever.
But then my point is, it's not like relationships can't happen. I think it's just a matter of like,
Yeah.
what's a better fit for it all.
Right. Okay, so for Luffy, you have Nami. For Usopp, you have who?
Usopp can die alone.
Usopp can die alone. Okay, Sanji.
Sanji can also die alone.
Sanji, they're both dying alone. Great. Zoro, you had with Tashigi? Or did you have him with Robin?
Like, I feel like I've more so Tashigi than Robin. Like, Robin was it was just a dot that I never thought of. You know what I mean? I don't think any of the the crew members are gonna be ending up with each other.
Yeah.
For sure. But like, I feel like that's gonna be hands down what's gonna happen. None of them will end up being with each other. They're all gonna have like an external like person as their person.
I could see that, yeah.
Oh, you know who I just thought of?
Who?
Oh shit, you're not up to that part yet though.
You can
That's the
say
thing.
it, I just won't know it.
There's a character named Bartholomew.
Great.
And
Who does
I
he
think
match
like
with?
maybe Robin. He's like such a weird left field for me, but when you meet him, you see what I'm saying. Like he's such a weird left field for me for Robin, but like he worships the ground that Robin walks on, and I think like that's kind of a funny thing. And
Robin
it's just
ain't into
like,
simps, bruh.
no, I know Robin ain't into Sims. That's why like Robin's like one of the harder ones for me to think about. Like for as to like who can really match her, because like I feel like a character like Robin, she probably appreciates like somebody who can like either be like someone the complete opposite of her, or like someone who, because it's like you don't need two calm people in a relationship. You need one person to kind of.
I feel the Robin Luffy. I don't know. I feel it in my heart, in my bones.
Oh my gosh, you want to place a bet on it? That's
Okay.
not gonna be Robin Luffy.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. You have to do like an equally as outrageous bet, because then I'm just gonna lose. Either that or it has to be
No,
low
you're
stakes
saying
for me.
you are saying it's gonna be Robin and Luffy, and I'm saying it's not Robin and Luffy.
Yeah, so you have a much higher chance of winning.
Okay,
Well, say
let's
your
go Robin and
matches-
Frankie.
Okay, Robin and Luffy versus Robin and Frankie.
I mean, yes, if both of us lose, then it's whatever. But like,
Okay.
I don't even know if he would even go that far. Like, I don't know if Oda would go that far in building this type of relationship.
What's the
but,
stakes? Does the loser have to dress up as Robin?
Well, loser. Well, I will definitely cosplay Robin someday
that's not
soon.
a punishment for you.
No, but it will be a punishment for you. So if you lose, that's your punishment.
Okay.
If I lose, who should I dress up as?
Well, you can't dress up as Frankie because that's indecent.
No, you can twist it. There's like gender bending ways to do things.
Gender bent Frankie.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it. Maybe. Yeah. I think it can work. Either Frankie or Luffy, but I feel like Luffy is also like.
Yeah, Luffy's easy.
Luffy's too easy.
Maybe
Need
you know what?
machine
You
arms.
gotta dress up as Usopp. It's a punishment.
Fine.
Okay. And
Fine.
now it's official. Everyone heard it.
When that even happens, and it's probably not gonna happen for like another, like we will probably never find the ending
They'll
for like another 10 years
they'll
or something.
cite this later.
I'm gonna be an old lady then
With a long nose.
with a long witch nose to fit exactly what's gonna
my
happen.
God. Okay.
And the One Piece is the wedding at the end.
Oh my God. The One Piece is it's One Piece because it's one union or whatever.
Yeah, destination wedding, bro.
The One Piece was the destination wedding the whole time.
Yeah, at Laughatel. So it's literally a destination
Wow.
wedding.
All right, you solved it.
Ta-da!
All right, before we sign off, what are your other ships? So we did Luffy. So I mean, I don't know if this goes without saying, but do you ship Nami back with Luffy, or do you have like another ship for her separately?
No, I feel like I ship Nami more with Luffy, but I do kind of ship Nami with Usopp too, because I can't see any other character outside of like the crew that she really gets along with.
Uh-huh.
And then For Sanji, I do have a ship, but that's not someone you have met yet.
Well, you can say it.
Okay, pudding.
Sanji and pudding. Well,
Yeah.
that is a type of food.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. Very good. He'll either get with pudding or he'll die alone.
I don't hate either or of them.
Oh yeah, both equally as good.
Both equally as good. Or he becomes gay, like you said. That's also an acceptable
That could
thing.
be a good ending. You know?
And then
So Frankie, are you saying Frankie with Robin?
I kind of feel like Frankie and Robin can work, but I feel like I ship more of Frankie with Sunny.
The ship?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yo, we literally just talked about how, Mary had like
Yeah.
a freaking soul, so why can't Frankie be in love with a ship?
Oh my god.
He put a lot of time
He did.
into. Yeah, he put a lot of time
So-
into Sunny.
So my Frankie pick is like, it's almost cheating, but my Frankie pick is one of the Frankie girls. The two girls that are in the Frankie family.
No.
Is there like a female shipwright? I don't think there was in like Galila.
No, I don't think so either. Nah, Frankie's just gonna end up being a pimp in love with his ship.
Oh my god. He's gonna make it the love boat.
He will make it the love boat. You've heard about people marrying inanimate object. Why can't Frankie do it?
Okay, sure. I mean, I guess he's getting closer to being an inanimate object himself.
Exactly.
Okay, fair
My
enough.
dude's goal is literally being a robot. Okay.
I'm gonna be looking out in the Punk Hazard arc to see if there's anyone for him. Cause
You
definitely
just got to.
no, I'm still on Fishman Island. I'm still like,
Oh.
I'm just still like clenching my fist, being like, this fucking sucks. But it's like not even that bad.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just like not amazing. It's like I
yeah.
don't care about Horty Jones.
I feel like Fisherman Island arc could have been shortened a little bit. But anyways, that's my opinion.
Who do you ship Arlong with? I'm just kidding.
Arlong's dead in my mind. So
Ship him with Impel Down.
until damn.
Who else? Robin?
Usopp. Oh,
Well,
Robin.
wait, no, I thought do you actually have a match for Usopp?
I agree. I actually agree with your match for Usopp with his with the girl back
Yeah.
in his
With his
like
literal
I do agree
girlfriend.
with that. Not really, but
Well, not really, but close enough. As close as you're gonna get.
literally the only girl that actually cares about him. But okay,
It'd
so
be like Zoro with down these stairs, like,
if she's
she was
alive,
Yeah.
if she's alive.
When
I don't know
she's
if she's
alive.
when she's alive. They can bring people back anyway, so why not? They brought that samurai back in Thriller Bark.
Man,
She could just be a zombie.
You know who I completely forgot about this entire fucking episode? Brooke.
What?
I almost said Scooby-Doo. Brooke.
You can't ship Brooke with anybody. I thought about Brooke, but I knew I couldn't ship Brooke with anybody. Who am I shipping Brooke with?
Are there any skeleton women?
No, what the fuck? See, this is why I thought that the ghost girl might be a fitting. I kind of do agree that she fits. Fine.
Well, no, you can finish your thought.
It's hard with Brooke because he's technically dead and undead, right? I feel like Brooke is just gonna live his rock star life.
Yeah, that's true. He can be. He has groupies.
But I think the saddest thing about Brooke's situation is that he's gonna watch his Nakama die again.
Yeah, he has. I don't know what his end game is gonna be. Brooke is such a weird character to me because, in my mind, he essentially just showed up.
Oh yeah.
So when he's in a scene, I forget he's there, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Usopp, I'm drowning," and Usopp's not barely paying attention to him, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Brooke's here."
Look, but I really like Brooke though. Brooke, I very much like just because he's got a sad story behind him, but he has such a perky outlook and everything, and he makes
Yeah.
jokes, and he's also
I do like
he's
his
a
bone
musician.
jokes.
Yeah, his bone jokes, and he's he's their musician, but he's also a swordsman. So he's like dual,
Yeah.
purpose. So everyone has one purpose. He's dual purpose. Okay.
It's because he's part skeleton, part man,
No, he's all skeleton.
part soul, part king.
But like, yeah, Brooke is like just one of those characters. I'm just kind of like, I already see like a sad outcome for him, and I don't
Yeah.
want to like.
You don't want to dwell on it.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too long.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a complex issue. So.
And then Chopper's just gonna find a reindeer.
I suppose. That's another one I have no idea.
Like, what else is Chopper gonna do? Chopper is a boy and is gonna find a reindeer
It's fair.
as his mate.
Is
There's a
there-
random one on Drum Island or something. I don't know.
There's no like other half animal, half man things.
I guess you haven't met the characters yet, but there's like a species called the Binks, where they're like humanoid animals.
Would he be down with that?
I guess maybe that, but like he's a short little reindeer.
Yeah, I'm not really in the business of shipping animals. I haven't seen Beastars or anything.
Shut up! Beastars is a good anime.
Well, that's-
Don't even come at me
That's what I'm
about it.
saying. Like, if I had seen it, maybe I would have better ideas, but I don't.
No, I have no one that I can think of for Chopper, even within that community kind of thing.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they are.
people want to like canonically think about Chopper having sex either.
No, that was not even in my brain until you just put it in there now.
Oh no.
But like, yeah, that being said, like Chopper is just kind of like also kind of there. Like, so Brooks and Chopper is just kind of there, and then
Yeah.
Frankie's just gonna marry a ship, and and then everyone else is probably gonna find someone. I honestly think Luffy, like, I know it's so like kind of like in our face about it, but like, imagine if Boa found out that Luffy was marrying some other chick. Do you not think Boa would like fucking come storming to this wedding and just like?
I would love if Boa and Luffy got together because I like Boa. I like her story and I like how she, got with Luffy and like, she's like a simp for Luffy, but she's also respectful,
She's a badass bitch.
She's a badass bitch, and it would be great. They've already had like so many like good interactions and like time together, but Luffy ain't about that shit for whatever reason.
Because Luffy's goal right now is literally just becoming Pirate King. Once he becomes Pirate King, then what?
I don't know. Then I guess he gets married,
Exactly.
as every good story ends.
Or just be like Goldie Rogers and impregnate someone with a baby and then make that woman a fugitive.
Yeah, I mean that's how you make an shonen protagonist.
Exactly. I mean, Ace didn't exactly go find him, but yeah.
Well, oh my god, that was such a waste to make him Gold Roger's son.
This is why everything about Ace just kind of frustrates me a little bit, because it's just kind of like there was so much potential for his character, but then we literally like threw it all away.
Yeah, it's like if like when Jesus was getting crucified, they were like, "Oh, by the way, I'm the Son of God," and then everyone was like, "What?" And then he's already dead.
But that's exactly what happened, I thought.
Yeah, no, that's not. No, Jesus said it for a while, but like Ace, that's exactly what happened with Ace. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, he's Gold Roger's son," and then he's like, dead.
No, Ace didn't even say that.
No, it was the Sengoku or the government told.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, it didn't have like any time to breathe to the point where you don't even remember, because like, who cares?
Yeah. Mm.
And then they showed, all right, last rant, and then that'll be it.
Okay.
So, and then the post-war arc where they showed Luffy and Ace and Sabo like as kids after he's already dead was like the most excruciating experience for me, because like you're trying to make me care after the fact and I don't, and watching him play in the woods is not gonna help me.
I think there are people who kind of like like that because it helped them
Plenty of
get
people
more
do.
depth. Yeah, but I'm not on the same boat with you. Like, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. And I'm just kind of like, I was just like riding the wave at that point in time. But I was still very, very sad, not about Ace, but more so about Whitebeard.
Yeah, it was kind of like he was like having a hangover almost. You're just like, I was like watching it in a daze, just like it's like, oh man,
Yeah,
he's fighting that group of bandits again and their kids and shit. And Luffy's crying.
yeah, that was something. But that also, that look, okay, just a quick bit, but like that whole like little episode that they did there, or episode or two, whatever it was, that they did there.
It was like 10.
Uh, okay,
It was a
10.
lot of episodes. Maybe it was shorter in the manga.
It was shorter in my brain.
It was a lot.
I feel like I watched it, but like I feel like I condensed a lot of episodes together. But yeah, that kind of solidified a little bit on the theory that like Oda takes inspiration from other like stories, like mythologies, legends, and then this one was taking inspiration from the three kingdoms in the Chinese like legends,
Oh.
with like the three brothers, and then one of them dies, and it's like, and then the older one dies, so the youngest one ends up ruling the kingdoms.
Okay, maybe it would have hit more if I knew that story then.
Oh.
Literally, I've heard the name The Three Kingdoms, but I didn't know anything about it, and it was just so random to me for this to be happening in One Piece.
I feel like a lot of people who don't realize this, but like Japanese Japanese anime tends to rely a lot on like old folklores and legends and myths and stuff like that. Like a lot of characters that you see in One Piece, it is still kind of like Marco example is a phoenix. That's like a big Asian like representation, and then he's loosely doing this whole three kingdom thing with Sabo, Luffy, and Ace. Like further down the line, you're gonna see like more kind of like implications of like Asian cultural things in there.
Mhm.
I don't want to like spoil too much about anything for anybody, but like I think like if you just take the time and kind of like research like what was this character like, what is its importance in like history or culture or whatever, you're gonna see that like, a phoenix, like everyone knows what a phoenix is. If you freaking watch Harry Potter, you know what the fucking phoenix is. It's like the whole purpose of phoenix is like about reborning.
Yeah.
And then when you see a dragon, you think destruction. So it's like Phoenix and a dragon always fight with each other. Not to say that's what's gonna happen in the future, that's what happened in Wano, but like that's typically kind of sort of like the thought process of it. But then like there are other mythical creatures. That's why when they do the whole mythical zoans, I was like, oh, this is so cool, because he's like really kind of capturing a lot of like mythical creature in Asian cultures and stuff like that. So any One Piece people out there, if you like love One Piece, I definitely say, look into like his inspirations a little bit. It like really gives you more depth about like One Piece in general.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna educate myself now that I know.
That being said, like obviously it's loosely based on them, but like if you have like you can see it like Son Goku, like who's Son Goku? Literally Monkey King is what his translation is to like the Chinese like Journey to the West or Monkey King's mythology. Anyways, point being, animes do take a lot from older stories, and they just change it up, package it differently, and make it more entertaining for us.
Classic literature is good.
It is good. Everyone should freaking read more.
Read a book. After this, listen to this podcast and go read a book.
Yeah, right. Stop watching animes and read a book.
And then watch anime after.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been One Brain Cell. We're blasting off again. Woo! All right. Bye bye.